We are following the breaking news in the Middle East, so you see the skies in Gaza there. Israel pounding targets all night long in Gaza. Palestinian officials say at least 18 people have been killed. The U.S. has tried to negotiate a ceasefire, but so far that has not worked out. So what should the U.S. role be? Joining me now is Mark Lamont Hill. He's a CNN political commentator. Peter Beinart is a CNN political commentator as well, and a columnist for Haaretz. And Alan Dershowitz, attorney, is back with us this evening. Peter, to you first. The United States has long been Israel's biggest supporter, and that's not going to change. But as you watch this shelling tonight, do you have any reservations about Israel's conduct in Gaza?
Look, Israel has the right to defend itself, but Israel also needs a political strategy against Hamas. Israel's problem is that there have been Palestinian leaders over the past several years who have not been launching rockets at Israel. In fact, they've been doing security cooperation with Israel in the West Bank, who have accepted Israel's right to exist. Mahmoud Abbas, for instance, Salam Fayyad. They have gotten nothing from this Israeli government except further and further settlement growth. So Palestinians don't see that nonviolence and acceptance of Israel's right to exist has gotten them anywhere. That's what frightens me. That's what really strengthens Hamas. If we really want to undermine and weaken Hamas, Israel needs to not only respond militarily, it needs to show Palestinians that recognizing Israel's right to exist and pursuing their cause nonviolently works. This government has made that course a failure.
And Mark, I want to talk to you because what Peter says about political support for Israel is bipartisan. I want you to take a listen to some officials from both sides today, and then we'll talk about it.
I think America must send this clear, public, and united message. Israel is our friend, and Israel's enemies are our enemies. And as long as I'm Speaker of the House, I'll give you my word, this will be our cause.
This is a time of worry for all who care about Israel. But here's one thing you never have to worry about: America's support for the state of Israel.
So bipartisan support for Israel, Mark, and I want to go back to something you told me yesterday. You said that the U.S. should impose sanctions against Israel. But you just heard folks from opposite sides of the aisle there, you know, giving uncompromising support for Israel. Aren't Israel's interests much in line with the United States, much more so than Hamas?
Oh, they're very much more in line with the United States' interests. The United States' interests, friends, and enemies in the region, and Israel becomes the arm of the United States foreign policy in the region, which is why they have unequivocal, unwavering support of Israel. And quite frankly, supporting Israel as an American politician is like kissing a baby. It's the safest position to take. And of course we want to protect Israel's right to exist. No one wants to see innocent Israeli lives lost. No one wants to see anything but the protection of Israeli lives. However, that can't come at the expense of Palestinian lives. And right now is an opportunity for the United States to exercise moral leadership and speak against this offensive siege that's being waged in Gaza. And that's my point. I don't want to see Israel lose its right to defend itself. I want to see Israel stop engaging in an offensive in Gaza. And also, it's important to say, and this is to Alan's point earlier, yes, Israel has a right to defend itself from outside threats, and he draws the comparison to what would you do if you were in the United States. But it's a very different circumstance. You can't, on the one hand, assume an occupation role and then treat it as a foreign power. Gaza is being occupied. The region is being occupied. You can't, on the one hand, occupy it and then treat it like a foreign territory, which is then launching threats against it. They have an international responsibility, according to Hague Regulations, Article 47, according to all sorts of international law, to treat Gaza very differently. That's the point.
Just wrong.
Alan?
Just wrong. That's just wrong. Israel ended its occupation completely in 2005.
That's untrue.
And between 2005 and 2007.
That's disingenuous.
No, it's absolutely true.
Well, let me respond.
Hang on, Alan.
Let me finish,
why is it not true? Why is it not true?
It's not true. It's not true because there are international standards for occupation. They still control electromagnetic space, the airspace, the naval space, the population registry. Every single measure of occupation they meet, they satisfy all the conditions for occupation.
According to the United States government, Israel occupies Gaza.
Exactly.
Well, no, we're not talking about now. We're talking about 205, 207. And by the way, if that was the policy, then we'll never get a two-state solution because Israel will always have to have some military presence in the West Bank as a security border. That is an unconditional requirement for Israel's success. Both of your speakers have very short memories. They forget that in 2000-2001, Israel offered to end the occupation and to create a two-state solution. Arafat said no. In 2007, Olmert offered to end the occupation, create a two-state solution. Abbas did not respond. You have to remember that Israel has, since 1948, favored the two-state solution.
I want
Yeah,
them
but
to
Alan,
Hamas has
today,
said no,
Alan,
Go ahead, Peter.
no,
2 weeks ago, this Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said very explicitly he does not support the two-state solution. So we are now in a reality in which we have a Palestinian leader.
It
is true, absolutely. He said Israel would
No, it's
maintain
not.
permanent military control over the West Bank.
That's
is
right.
not.
And
you
there'd be
cannot
a
have
two-state
Palestinian
solution.
You cannot have a Palestinian state in which
Yes,
another
you
state,
can.
Israel, has permanent military control of it.
When
Bill
the other
Clinton himself-
Palestinian states stop sending rockets, then that will end. A military occupation can continue until the military threat is over. That is clear under international
Okay,
law.
well, Alan, okay, so now you're at least conceding the fact that there is a military occupation. A moment ago, you were not.
There is no
And-
military occupation in Gaza. There is
Alan,
in the West Bank. Don't put words in my mouth, please.
In 2005, you're right, 8,000 settlers were moved out. There was a shift. However, Palestinian people in Gaza have not exercised one day of self-governance, one day of control, one day where their movements haven't been completely controlled, and one day...
That's not true.
That's absolutely
Between
true.
2005 and 2007,
That's not
they
true.
had an election. I was there.
In January
Hang on.
Alan,
Go ahead.
between
Let Mark finish, and then we'll let
It was
Peter
a
get it.
genuine
2005.
election. Jimmy Carter monitored it.
Alan,
Okay.
between
Go
2005
ahead,
and
Peter.
2007, Israel had a security perimeter inside the Gaza Strip from which Palestinians were barred from entry. How on earth can you say that Israel was not occupying between 2005 and
It was
2007?
not occupying it. They were free. They could have created a state. They could have built
They were barred from
beautiful-
territory
Remember
inside
the
the Gaza
settlers?
Strip.
They could move within the region.
The Israelis left the settlements. They left hothouses, greenhouses. They could have built a beautiful, beautiful state. Instead, they turned to rockets. They turned to tunnels. They used all of their resources not to feed their residents, not to help their residents, but to build tunnels and to build rockets to try to destroy Israel's right to exist. That's reality. You cannot paint that in a more positive
Yeah,
light.
but then, Alan, how come you had a Palestinian leader in the West Bank who did accept Israel's right to exist, who did terrific security
And they
cooperation
offered him
with
a
Israel,
state.
and
they offered him a state.
No,
And he
in
said
fact, not
no.
this government at all. This government has never been willing to put any map on the table about territory and has never accepted the 67 lines plus swap
Let's talk
as
about the
parameters.
Israeli
Okay,
government.
we're gonna have to-
I'm talking
we're
about
gonna
the
have to
Israeli
wrap it up.
government.
Israeli government.
I'm
We're
talking
going to
about
have to
this
wrap it
Israeli
up.
Is that not
Alan,
a genuine?
Alan, I'll
was
let
that
you
not
get.
a
I'll get you
genuine
get a
offer?
word in. Everyone will get a word in. First,
Okay.
Alan, quickly.
Olmert is part of the Israeli government. He offered them
Not
a
now.
state. They did not accept it. They now regret it.
Okay.
And I wish we can finally have a two-state
Peter?
solution with peace on both sides.
Peter.
We have now a Palestinian leader who was within the Clinton parameters, publicly stated, that Bill Clinton laid out in December 2000, an Israeli government that's not. This may be hard for supporters of the two-state solution like Alan to come to terms with, but sadly, it's the reality.
And Mark.
Look, I know Benjamin Netanyahu. He is in
Mark, Alan.
favor
You're
of the
Alan, I'm
two-state
Mark.
Mark, go
solution.
ahead.
Right.
There's nothing more frustrating than this idea somehow that the Palestinian people had the opportunity for Shangri-La and instead turned to violence and destruction. That is
That's
simply
right. It's true.
It's simply
It's true.
Well, repeating that it's true doesn't make it any.
Between 205
Mark,
and
continue.
207.
Alan,
it was
please,
true.
Alan, that's not true. As soon as Hamas was elected in 2006,
true.
there was a military imposition and a siege started. That is simply untrue. But the point here is
That's
that
after the rockets.
that is not after the rockets. Gaza is an open-air prison. To look
After the rockets.
Alan, let
It's
him
not.
finish. You had your chance. Let him
Sure.
finish. Go ahead, Mark.
Gaza is an open-air prison. People's movements are restricted. People's ability to self-determine is restricted. In the midst of all of that, to look at rockets and tunnels and say somehow that Israel is on the defensive is simply untrue. It's empirically untrue, and it violates international law.
Let's hope that lives will stop being lost very soon and they'll reach some sort of agreement. And as we leave you,
Absolutely.
thank you very much. I want to show you the skies above Gaza now. The sun is coming up. Let's hope the shelling has ended for the day.